to the channel Optometry Goes. So today we are here with our third video of the contact lens series, that is parameters of the contact lens. So today we'll discuss three main parameters of the contact lens. So that is base curve, sagittal depth and the diameter. So before starting the video, if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel and press bell icon for more updates. So start from the base curve. So first we'll understand the definition. Base curve is the radius of curvature of posterior surface of the lens. So base curve is basically the radius of curvature of the posterior surface of the contact lens. So first we'll understand, suppose this is the front surface of contact lens and this is the back surface. So this is back surface, this is front surface of contact lens. So base curve is the radius of curvature of the posterior surface of the lens. So this posterior surface radius of curvature is called as base curve. Okay, so we'll understand the radius of curvature with one diagram. Suppose this is your circle, and from center if you cut that circle, that is called as the diameter of that circle from this point to this point. Now suppose this diameter is 10 mm, and if you do the half of that from the center, that is 5 mm here, 5 mm here. So this 5 mm is the radius of curvature of this circle. So I think now you understood. Base curve is the radius of curvature. So this is the radius of curvature of the posterior surface of contact lens. So radius of curvature of posterior surface of contact lens, that is called as base curve. The second thing we'll discuss, what is sagittal depth. Sagittal depth is the distance between superficial plane over which contact lens is placed and center of optic zone diameter. So basically, this is the plane. Okay, suppose this is one table and you have placed one contact lens here. So distance from the central zone diameter, or the optic zone of the contact lens to that plane from the center, that is called as the sag or the sagittal depth. You understand, this is a suppose contact lens and this is some surface. If you place contact lens like that and measure the distance from that surface to the center of the contact lens, that is called as sagittal depth or the sag. The third thing we'll discuss about the diameter. What is total diameter? So as we discussed before with the help of diagram, suppose this is one circle here, okay, and if you cut this circle from the center, so total diameter of contact lens is overall width of lens measured from one edge to the opposite passing through the center. So from one edge to the another edge and passing to the center. So this overall distance from one point to the another point, or the width of the contact lens, that is called as the diameter. Okay, now few things we need to understand. Now we'll understand what is the relationship between these all parameters: diameter, base curve and the sagittal depth. So we'll start from the base curve. Okay, so first you need to understand what is steep and what is flat, or what will be the effect of base curve on the contact lens if we increase or decrease the base curve. So we'll take few example. Suppose first condition where we are keeping the diameter constant. Now we understood what is diameter. Suppose diameter for, there are three lenses of different base curve with the same diameter, 10 mm diameter is there. Okay, so for suppose first it's 7 mm base curve, for second one suppose it's 8 mm, and for third one it's suppose 9 mm. So as you can see in the diagram, all the diameters are constant and we are increasing the base curve. So what is happening to lens? Lens is becoming more flat. So conclusion will be, if you increase the base curve keeping the diameter constant, you will make lens flat. Okay, if simply we increase the base curve of the contact lens and keeping the diameter constant, same diameter, how you will keep the diameter constant? Suppose this is 10 mm, this is 8 mm, like that. Okay, now if suppose if you are keeping the diameter constant and you are increasing the base curve, lens will become more flat. Now we'll discuss effect of sag. What will happen to the lens? Now suppose we'll take three lenses of different sag. One lens sag is very high. So before that you should understand what is difference between sag and the base curve. Base curve we always take from the center. So this is the base curve. But sag can be different. Sag can we can take from here. So this can be the sag. Okay. But base curve, remember, it will always be taken from the center of the circle of the or the lens. Okay. But your sag can be different. Sag can be here. Sag can be here. Okay, this can be the sag, this can be the sag, but base curve will always taken from the center. Now we'll understand the about the sag. So suppose we have taken three lens of different sag. So in one lens sag is this, second lens this is the sag, and third lens this is the sag. So by the diagram we can understand if sag is more, lens is more steep. If you decrease the sag, lens will become flat. Now the another condition we'll talk about the diameter. What will happen to the diameter? Suppose there is three lens of same base curve, 8 mm base curve, the second lens also 8 mm base curve, and third lens also 8 mm base curve. But for this uh, first lens, the diameter is, for example, 9 mm, and the for second lens it is 10 mm, and this is 11 mm diameter. So as you can see in the diagram, if you keep base curve constant and increase the diameter, so sag will increase. If sag will increase, your lens will become more steep. Okay, so here you can see the 9 mm diameter, but the base curve is same, lens is flatter side. As you increasing the diameter, lens is becoming more steep. Okay. So final conclusion, first thing, if you increase the base curve, diameter if you keep constant, your lens will become more flat. Okay. Second thing, if you keep base curve constant and you increase the diameter, lens will become more steep. And third thing is, higher the sag value or the higher the sagittal depth, lens will become more steep. And less base curve, lens will become more steep. Means if you decrease the base curve, lens will become steep. If you increase the base curve, lens will become go toward the flatter side. Okay. And similarly, if you increase the sag, you can understand with the diagram, when sag is increasing, lens will become more steep. Okay. And so we'll give the final conclusion. If you increase the base curve and diameter is constant, your lens will become more flat. Okay. And if you keep the base curve constant and you increase the diameter, lens will become more steeper. So we'll understand this diameter with the final example. Okay. Now suppose we have one lens with the common base curve of 9 mm, and we cut this lens from here and here also. So here suppose it's 9 mm, here it's 10 mm diameter, and here it's 12 mm diameter. So now if you see, for 12 mm how much is the sag? It should be from center. Okay, so for example this is the sag, so more sag. In 10 mm sag will be less, in 9 mm sag will be more less. So higher the sag, lens will become more steep. Means if you keep base curve constant and if you increase the diameter, lens will become more steep. So these are the some basic parameters of the contact lens that you should know, and the relationship of these parameters with each other. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.